Hi, I'm public speaking coach Milo Shapiro, and welcome to Business Advantage, the show where we focus on an aspect of business that has the potential to give you the advantage. With the cost of installing a solar system way down from 10 years ago, but electricity rates way up, a lot of people are finally making use of those rooftops. But the time window when it pays to put solar on your house could be closing for some. Our guest today is a solar consultant for years, and she takes great pride in educating ratepayers in what's happening in the energy industry, solar and elsewhere. She's currently working with Smart Solar Design Construction, a San Diego-based company, and she welcomes inquiries at 707-771-9770. Kelly Taylor, welcome to Business Advantage. I'm so glad you could be with us today to answer some questions.
Milo, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Terrific. Let's jump right in. How in general does solar work, and what's that relationship between the utility company and the homeowner with solar on their roof?
Great question. So when we put solar on a home, what happens is, panels go up, and during the day, on almost all of our beautiful sunny San Diego days, all the energy that the home is using is going to be created in the solar. In fact, on most days, the solar is going to be making more energy than what the home is using. And in a very real sense, that home will feed those kilowatts of energy back into the grid, where the utility company, in our case SDG&E, is going to be buying them from the homeowner currently in real time under the day, date, and rate schedule that they're on at that moment. The utility company is going to use that home as a little mini power plant and actually send that kilowatt of energy right to their neighbors. Now, what's going to happen as they're buying the credits, buying the kilowatts from the homeowner's accumulating credits in like a virtual solar bank account. Then, of course, at night, lights come on, sun is down, the home is taking energy out from the grid, but they're paying for those kilowatts of energy in the evening against the credits that they built up during the day. That billing device of being able to pay for the energy you use at night with what you've earned during the day, that whole billing device with the utility company is called net metering.
Okay, so net metering is the storing of money that you've earned up and then taking it back to pay for the energy you use after that.
Exactly.
Now, when net metering started, 96, I think it was,
exactly.
The plan was very favorable for the homeowner. Is that still true?
It's definitely still favorable currently. In 1996, we saw the first iteration of net metering 1, we call it now, and that lasted for 20 years. And back in net metering 1, it actually was you could make money if you know anybody who's got solar for 8 or 10 years that get a check from the utility company every year for $1,000. Well, those days are gone, but in the current version net metering 2, you can absolutely zero out your bill with all but a very small monthly fee and pay for your solar in a short amount of time, and it's definitely still favorable for almost every homeowner.
So it's not a money maker, but it's at least a chance to hopefully balance it out so that you're not going to get an electricity bill because solar is taking care of it.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
How does net metering 2 work? What is the process involved?
So some of the changes that we saw from net metering 1 to net metering 2 is that small monthly fee. There was no fee in net metering 1. There's a very small, we call it a non-bypassable charge, no more than $20 a month, typically closer to 10 with net metering 2. The hallmark change from net metering 1 to 2 was the introduction of time of use rates. We all now are familiar with on-peak, off-peak, when user energy matters, and that's something that did make going solar as a net metering 2 customer not as favorable as net metering 1, but still very, very financially feasible.
Okay, so that non-bypassable charge, that's just a flat fee to be on the grid.
Exactly, just for the pleasure of being connected to the grid.
Okay, so right now with net metering 2, we're in a pretty good place. What's the big change with net metering 3 that has us also concerned?
So net metering 3 took really all of us by surprise. The three big utility companies put together a proposal and submitted them to the California Public Utilities Commission in the spring. In just 5 years, it's only been, 2016 was when we saw the introduction of net metering 2. And none of us expected it this soon, but what they're asking for with net metering 3 are really sweeping changes, which is not going to make solar feasible for a lot of homeowners. For one thing, those non-bypassable charges that we talked about, they're asking for a huge jump in those, up to as much as, $70, $80 a month for many homes.
Before you use any electricity, $70 or $80 just to be on the grid.
Before you use any electricity whatsoever.
Wow.
Currently under net metering 2, the true up is based on annual basis. At the end of 12 months time, SDG&E looks at all the credits that you put into your virtual bank account, all the charges that you spent against each other, against them, and nets them against each other. What they're asking for with net metering 3 is for that true up to be done on a monthly basis, not an annual basis. So make a lot of electricity in 1 month. If you don't use it, it's wasted. And then in next month, if it rains all month long, you're going to end up paying a bill. The biggest and probably most impactful feature of net metering 3 is going to be the change in how the crediting is done. So when currently you put a kilowatt into the grid, you're getting paid retail for that. You're getting paid as much as your neighbor is getting charged to use it. Under the net metering 3 proposal, they're asking to still charge you retail for what you use when you're taking from the grid, but to only pay you less than 2/3 to only pay you 1/3 of what they're charging you.
That's a
for the
huge
credits
drop.
that you're putting in. It's a
Wow.
huge change, huge jump.
So we lose the whole idea that if you have some really great sunny months in the winter, but you're not using that much because you don't have the air conditioning running, that in the summer you'll get to make use of that later. That's all going away with net metering 3.
Potentially it is, exactly.
Wow. So how does this affect the payoff of wanting to put solar on your roof at all?
So currently, and of course, it's all about clean energy currently, as well as savings for the homeowner, but a solar will pay for itself within San Diego County in typically 3 to 5 years for most homeowners. With the changes that are being proposed with net metering 3, we're going to see the payoff time triple at least.
Oh
For
my
many
gosh.
homeowners, it may not even make sense to go solar at all.
Wow. When is this coming?
So we don't know exactly when the implementation is going to take place. We do know it's happening. The proposal is being decided on currently by the California Public Utilities Commission, and we're expecting implementation sometime in spring of 2022.
Okay, so people watch Business Advantage at different times. Right now, we happen to be recording this in the middle of November of 21. Is there still time for people to get on 2.0? Because I know it's not just it's going to change in 3 months, you'll get it beyond 3. It's about getting in now while you can. Is there still time to get it on the roof?
There absolutely is. Definitely encourage anyone interested in going solar to reach out to me. Call or text me 707-771-9770. And at this point, again, we're in November of 2021. We still have a very favorable outlook for most homes of getting in under net metering 2. And that means being grandfathered into net metering 2 for 20 years. Once this change takes place in early spring, the opportunity is going to be lost.
Wow, that's so significant. Kelly, it's been so interesting. Thank you so much for being with us on Business Advantage. It's been terrific.
Milo, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Thank you.
For those of you watching, if you'd like to be a guest on Business Advantage or see past episodes with other guests, visit businessadvantage.xyz. And if you'd like to learn about improving your public speaking skills, check out the homepage for me, miloshapiro.com. Till next time, I am Milo Shapiro, wishing you good health, good times, and good business.
Thank you.